Again, welcome to this Sirohi Law classes. Today's our topic for discussion would be constructive res judicata. As you know well, what is the res judicata? I will not repeat again. Constructive res judicata is explanation 4, contained in explanation 4 to section 11. It says if a plea which could have been taken by a party, if not taken by that party, what would be the effect? He would not be permitted to take that particular plea on a subsequent stage of the same proceeding or in a subsequent proceeding. If you remember you just know, see how the suit is filed. Suit is filed by presenting the pleadings by way of the plaintiff and WS by the defendant. So when you plead, whatever you plead in your plaint or in your WS, these are your admissions. So admissions have certain effects in law. If you remember section 58, facts admitted need not to be proved. Okay. So effect of the pleading, number one is admissions. Number two, if pleading is with respect to the particular cause of action, because it is the cause of action which gives rise the birth to your right to approach the court. Unless and until there is a cause of action, you cannot move to the court. Your proceeding would not lie. So in respect of that particular cause of action for which you are filing the suit, you should claim the entire reliefs which you would like to obtain. Suppose you are not claiming all the claims which would have been taken or which would have been claimed as a relief, because reliefs are also part of pleading. Then the effect of non-claiming of a relief in respect of the cause of action in the suit would be the relinquishment of that claim. That is called the abandonment of that claim. Order 2, Rule 2. Then you cannot claim the relief not claimed on a subsequent stage or on in a subsequent suit. So no separate proceeding would lie. Separate proceeding would be barred by Order 2, Rule 2. However, you have to make it very clear. If due to inadvertence or some plausible reason, plaintiff has not claimed reliefs which should have been taken, which should have been claimed in respect of that particular cause of action, what is the remedy? How the plaintiff, if suppose your counsel has committed a blunder, mistake, and on a later stage you come to know or your counsel come to know that it is a blunder, mistake, I should have claimed it. Suppose it was you filed a suit for injunction and declaration was also needed, but suit was simply for injunction. Then what to do? What is the way out? Is plaintiff is precluded in view of Order 2, Rule 2? Cannot be claimed? Cannot claim? No, it is not the purpose of the law. For a subsequent proceeding, plaintiff will certainly be precluded from taking that particular claim. But in the same proceeding, if there are reasons, plausible reasons before the court, inadvertence, some other mistakes, these mistakes can be rectified by way of the amendment under Order 6, Rule 17. And it is the settled proposition of law on amendment that court should have a liberal approach. Liberal approach. If the proposed amendment is malified, time barred by some other law, then certainly, or as you are being used as a delaying tactics, then such amendments should not be permitted. But if there is a bona fide mistake, some bona fide satisfactory explanation has been given for not claiming that particular relief, then such relief can be incorporated in the plaint by way of amending the plaint under order 6 rule 17. So it is not so that such amendment would be barred by order rule 2 rule 2. So scope for amendment under order 6 rule 70 is different, and the scope of order 2 rule 2 is different, and both are not in conflict. Both are not in conflict, rather both have to be given effect simultaneously, keeping in mind the circumstances or the background of the case or the matter, whatever it is. Okay, thank you.